I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.
Well, good morning, folk, and just this is a wonderful little circular route around through Knapp Hill, all the way out the back of the old tank works beyond Chobham. So here we are, we've gone from Chobham to Valley End, and then we're just taking these little doglegs to avoid some of the bigger traffic, work our way around the back, and then we get to Gracious Pond down here. You don't have to do that bit, that's sort of leaving the road and heading back across a bit of countryside. Then we double back and then rejoin the road, follow round. We come back through Horsell just because it's more interesting, and then back into Chobham and Bisley. Not a bad route, about 20 miles, fairly quick, doesn't take long. So here is the route on the map here, and you'll see it's up around Valley End that we start to cut. So we head towards Valley End. We could have just gone straight up at that point, and then when we get onto the Chertsey Road we could have just carried on, but we head down across the common. So you're really doubling back on yourself really, but follow your way right the way around the top towards Chertsey, and then back to Gracious Pond, and then head back to Chobham. So here we go, leaving the Garibaldi. You don't have to start there, you can start anywhere on the route, there's loads of places to stop. But we head down this fast bit. That was the Tour of Britain, went up there. They made it look really easy. I always prefer it going in this direction because it's even easier. Okay, watch out for the surface of the road down here. It's not brilliant. There's places where it's falling apart, but also it's not very wide, and people do like to go, it's 40 mile an hour, but they like to do 60 down there. So if you've got kids with you, just make sure that they're protected, somebody before and aft. Through the middle of Chobham, we had to stop here. Shoelace came undone. Then we head off, we turn right, then we don't go off towards Fair Oaks Airport, we carry on left, but then we take a left up here in a minute and head our way towards Valley End. It's all really pretty, there's some fabulous ancient woodland. I would recommend, here we go, we've turned left here, I'd recommend looking at this area on Google Satellite View, because you get to see big old houses and all sorts of routes across the back. So here we are, we follow round Valley End. There's a school up here, and it's a really quiet route. It was pretty foul weather the day we went, I must admit, but not too many cars. I think this might have been New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and you can see how wet the road is, but we just carry on all the way through Valley End, past the school, underneath the motorway, and then, surprise surprise, we've come all the way round and we're almost back in Chertsey, Chobham. So we turn right at this junction. That's in Windlesham. So we've made it to Windlesham, and now we're heading back down the road. So quite often go in the opposite direction down here, heading towards the Chobham roundabout. And we're going to go virtually straight over. Turn right, down back towards Chobham, and you think, why are we going back that way? It's been a very short route. Back over the motorway we've just been under. But we're going to turn a left up here, and that takes us towards Virginia Water. And as you see, we could have just come through Chobham and turned right down that bit earlier on. This takes us past Chobham Common. It's really beautiful in the summer, this bit, but you can see there's rain all over the lens. So a few hills. You can park down there, but do be careful because they've got overhead bars. So if you've got your bikes on the roof, you won't be able to get into the car parks. And they've all got a bar across the top. You can see that even though it was fairly early in the day, we've just turned at double left, and this is towards the old Chobham Armour factory. That's all been redeveloped now, it's all gone now. Back under the M25 or the M3, and heading off. It is a bit noisy here because we're right next to the M3. We're going to go around this bit and essentially cut over towards Virginia Water. The houses start to get bigger and posher as you get down here. And the rain got heavier and heavier, but that's normal for us. Under the railway, follow your way around, keep going. It's quite rural here, not much going on. Cutting over another big road, and then we're going to bit of a turn coming on up here, so we turn right there, and now we're following our way back really down some back roads towards Woking. Road surfaces are much better down here, apart from right in the edge by the hedge. Past a car park which has got a big yellow bar over it, so again you can't park your car in there if you've got bikes on the roof. Heading back towards Chobham and Ottershaw. It's very pretty down here actually, and not far from West End actually, but we're going to cut round and go towards the back, towards Chertsey, and we're going to pick up the Line Road. So we're now in the heart of parts of the woody bits of Chobham Common, the back of St Peter's Hospital, and road's not bad here. A lot of cyclists use it, but it does tend to get a bit fast if you're not careful. It's a bit of a rat run, but down this long hill, and then not far up here we decided that we wanted to go and visit Gracious Pond. So it's mostly woodland. This was before Hurricane Eunice flattened it all. But it's a nice long road. You can see the surface is just beginning to break up back there. But it's fairly easy road, this old line road. And up here we're going to turn right, I think. There we go, right. And we're heading down. Now we're going to retrace the step for this bit, but onto Gracious Pond. And here's Chobham Common sign, and we're going to go across Common a bit here, just so we can get to the pond. So we spent a little time here, had a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and some flapjack. And just we're watching the birds and the wildlife, and then we're back out, retrace our steps back towards the road, and then turn right and carry on. So it's as if we'd not gone down that side road. And now we're heading off, really, not far to go now, cutting round the back of Chobham towards Horsell. Here we are onto the old road. Back out over the bridge by the mill, and this will take us on towards Littlewick Road. So this cuts across from near Fair Oaks Airport to Littlewick Road. We used to take this with the car a lot, but it's a bit windy and sometimes that bridge completely floods. So we're going to get up here. There's a nursery almost opposite, and we're following down here, and at any point here you can turn right and head back towards Knapp Hill. But what we've done is we're taking the road into Horsell because we just thought it'd be interesting. So here we go, crossing Littlewick Road, head into Horsell village, and we'll work our way around from there up towards the old plumbers and back down through Horsell High Street, and we're going to rejoin the road. So onto the roundabout, and then rejoin Littlewick Road at the bottom of the hill. And you've got two choices as you go down here. You can either go up Anchor Hill and just follow through Knapp Hill High Street, or you can turn right down Bars Lane and rejoin the Knapp Hill to Chobham Road. Okay, so over the roundabout, and then we turned off up here. You really don't have to take that little shortcut. There's a few steps back onto Bars Lane, and then up the hill that we said the Tour of Britain went up, but we go considerably slower because it's not too bad actually, but it gets a bit steeper right at the end, just up here. And that takes us back, and you'll see the Garibaldi appear in front of us. It's always good to have a pub at the start and the end so that you can stop off and get yourself some lunch. So there we are, back up to the Garibaldi crossroads. So there's a summary of the route. It's just over 20 miles, and you can see that we've tried to keep you onto the minimal roads. You don't need any special tyres. You can do it very easily on a road bike, or if you fancy a little bit of off-road, then there's plenty of parallel paths and other things, and that bit of common near Gracious Pond is absolutely superb. So thank you for joining us, and don't forget to pick us up on our routes on Komoot. That's Paul and Diane on the Tandem page, and we can give you plenty of advice. We love to answer any questions that you've got, so post them down below this video, and we thank you very much for joining us. You can download a GPS file from the page, so over there on the right says export to GPS, but please also subscribe to this page if you can, and if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. It just helps to get the word out to others, and we look forward to joining you on our next route, which is going to go south of Bisley and Knapp Hill, heading to over the top of the Downs, and catches the tail end of the Surrey Hills. That's a great route, very pretty, and leaving from home again, so you don't need a car necessarily to park if you're a local. Take care, and I'll see you on the next ride. Bye.